Ozzie, 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 oi. Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
G'day kids, Ozzie here. Today we're going to talk about something that's super exciting. Something that every time I see one I go, whoa! And I often go, poo-wee! That's right, let's talk about garbage trucks. Let's start with the basics. And then we're going to go and visit a real life garbage truck. And after that, we're going to sit back and enjoy a book together about garbage trucks. So come on, let's get stuck in. Now I remember when I was a little boy that a garbage truck was one of the first big trucks that I saw come straight past my house. I remember running to the front window and I'd sit there and watch them pick up the bin and dump the rubbish or the recycling into the truck, make all the loud noises. It was super fun. Do you like doing that too? Did you know that there are different types of garbage trucks? That's right, there are 3. This one here, that's called a front loader. And it drives up, puts its 2 big prongs under the bin from the front, picks it up and dumps the rubbish over the top. This one here, that's a rear loader. And that picks up the bin from the back, picks it up, dumps it into the back of the truck. And that one there, that's a side loader. And that's one of the main types of trucks that you would see picking up the bins around the streets in your neighbourhood. But how does a side loader pick up the bins? Well, good thing I brought my garbage truck to show you. This is a side loader. And this here, that's called a grabber arm. And that's what attaches to the bin, picks it up, takes it all the way to the top, flips it over, and dumps the rubbish or the recycling down into the hopper. And then it goes through the hopper into the big part of the truck, which is called the compression body. And that's where it gets squashed up nice and tight. And then when you go back to the station, they lift up the back and the blade pushes the rubbish or the recycling out the back and comes out nice and squashed, nice and compressed. And what else do we have? Here we have some reflective tape and some flashing lights. And that's for safety, so that people know that the big truck is coming down the street. Up the front here, that's called the cab. And that's where the driver sits to drive the truck and control the grabber arm. Pretty cool truck. Now, did you know that there are different types of bins as well? That's right. Each country has their own types of bins, but here in Australia, in New South Wales, there are 3 different types of bins. This one here, it's a red bin, and that's for garbage or rubbish. The yellow bin, that's for recycling. And the green bin, that's for garden waste. So let's learn what can go in each different type of bin. The first one is garbage or rubbish, and that's things that can only be used once, like packaging foam, trays from food, rope, and even your baby brother or sister's stinky nappy. Poo-wee! The next bin is recycling, and that's for stuff that can be melted down or crushed and made into something that uses the same material. Things like glass and plastic and cans and paper and cardboard. But do you know what the recycling symbol looks like? Let's have a look at our truck. That's the recycling symbol there. And anywhere you see that, that means you can take that, put it into the yellow bin, and it gets crushed down or melted and used again to make another product. How cool is that? And the third bin is garden waste, and that's for lawn clippings, leaves, and tree branches. So we've learnt lots today, all different types of trucks, what the different parts are, and the different bins. But wouldn't it be good if we could go and visit a real life-size garbage truck? Come on, who wants to come with Ozzie for a visit? Let's go.
Ozzie, 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 oi. Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
G'day kids, Ozzie here. I hope you've been having lots of fun today, because I certainly have. Guess where I've been? I'm here at Capital City Waste Services and the guys have let me come down to check out a real life garbage truck. But do you see anything different about this garbage truck? That's right, it's a little bit smaller. It's a compact truck. It's called a junior truck and it's designed that way so that it can go under big tall buildings but into the car parks so it can get to the places that the big mummy and daddy trucks over the back there can't get to. But it can do everything the same that the big trucks can do, just on a smaller scale. So the guys have been super good to us. They've let us come down and Ozzie's even been allowed to have a drive and they've even let us bring you along so that we can go and check things out together. So come on, let's go and see the different things that the garbage truck can do. Let's go. All right, let's go and have a look around the truck before we get into any detail. So we've got some controls here. They make things move and lift things up. Oh, I think that's hand sanitizer. Make sure your hands are clean after you've touched the rubbish in the bins. Over here, we've got the lever and some buttons. They control this tailgate. And the rubbish goes in here. It gets all squashed up in there and it goes inside. Come around here. Got some more buttons and controls here. So many buttons on this truck. So up here we've got lots of flashing lights all around the truck. We've got the petrol tank or the fuel tank. Oh, and this guy here, I've been told don't open this if there's rubbish inside because that's where the rubbish lives. And if you open it when it's full, you're gonna get rubbish all over yourself. That's not fun. All right, we've got some gloves to protect our hands. We've got a shovel and a broom so that we can push any excess rubbish out. And then this guy, it's a fire extinguisher. So safety first, if anything goes wrong when you're out there with the truck, you've got to make sure you can put it out with the fire extinguisher. And we're back to the cab. Why don't we jump inside and see all the different controls and see what happens inside there. Let's go. So this is the front of the garbage truck. This is what's called a cab. Looks like a pretty standard truck, doesn't it? But the difference is down here, we've got all these fun controls that help us control everything at the back of the truck. But nothing's going to work until we start the engine. So let's fire it up. All right, these buttons down here are our two important ones. That puts power to everything and that helps turn everything on too. Now, two buttons which control the safety features of the truck are these two. That's going to turn on our flashing lights to make sure that people know where we are and keep us safe. And these three buttons, they control things like the blade inside the truck, which pushes the rubbish backwards and forwards. And this guy picks up the tailgate and puts it back down again. And this last button helps us pick up the bins to dump the rubbish inside the back of the truck. Why don't we go back there and check it all out and see how it works? Come on, let's go get some bins. All right, we've seen inside the cab and let's go down the back for the fun part. So we've got our flashing lights going. Let's go and pick up some bins. Now here we have these two guys, 240 litres each. This might be a small truck, but it can pick up a lot of stuff. Let's go around this side. We'll show you how it works. So we've lined the bins up, which is really important to make sure that this lifter or the grabber arm can pick the bins up and dump the rubbish into the hopper. Over here, we've got the lever. When we press that, up go the bins. Out goes the rubbish. Then we bring him back down. And then check this guy out. So this big strong arm's going to come down, pick it up and scoop it up. And take it up and dump it inside the body of this little junior truck. And it sits inside there in the compression body. So that's two of those little bins. But this little beast can also pick up a big bin. I'll show you. Look, green and gold, just like Ozzie. So, same thing. It's going to line it up with that arm so the grabber arm can come up and pick the bin up by its handles. Up goes the bin. Out goes the rubbish. And look, it's empty now. And then this big strong arm comes down and it's going to scoop it up for us. And just like that, we say, see you, rubbish. So it's gone up inside the compression body. Now, why don't we come down here and see what else this baby can do? Come on. So we've picked up some bins from the back there because this little guy is a rear loader. And the rubbish has gone inside the truck into the compression unit. Now when we've finished picking up rubbish for the day, we're going to go back to the tip and we're going to use this guy to clear the truck of rubbish. So let's have a look at these controls. So this one here, it's going to lift up the back of the truck for us. Look at that tailgate going up, up, up into the air. So once that tailgate's up nice and high, we're going to push the blade back inside and that's going to push the rubbish out the back. Check that out. All right, looks all clear down this end. All right, so once that blade's pushed all the rubbish out and the truck's nice and empty, we're going to bring that tail back down. So there's one more button here, and that's this big bright red one. And that's in case something's going wrong. If for some reason something's getting stuck inside, you quickly hit that stop button, and that's going to stop anything from moving, going up and down or back and forward. So that's it. That's our junior truck. We've picked up the bins, we've brought the rubbish back to the tip, we've emptied the truck. Now this guy's ready to pick up some more rubbish. Come on, let's go. So there you go, kids, another super exciting visit. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. This has been super exciting, getting to drive the little junior truck and operate the controls that pick up the bins and empty the truck at the end of the day. Two more really important things to keep you safe. It's okay to be fascinated with trucks. I certainly am. But make sure you never get too close to the garbage truck. They're big, they're heavy, and they can do some damage if you get too close. And number two, although it might look like a bit of fun, never chase a garbage truck down the street, because that is very dangerous, especially if the garbage truck driver doesn't know you're there. Okay, hope you've had lots of fun. We'll see you again soon in the next video with Ozzie. Until then, stay keen.
Ozzie, 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 oi. Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
G'day kids, Ozzie here. What a super exciting visit that was to the garbage truck. Getting to drive the truck and learn about all the different parts. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Now, let's kick back and enjoy a book together about garbage trucks. This one is called The Garbage Trucks Are Coming Today. And it's about this little boy who just loves garbage trucks. By Susan Taylor. Winston opened his eyes and sat up in bed. He grinned with excitement. The garbage trucks are coming today. That's Winston there. He threw off the covers and jumped out of bed. The garbage trucks are coming today, he shouted. What's that? Said Dad, poking his head out of the bathroom. The garbage trucks are coming today, cried Winston. Who's coming? Called Winston's mother from the kitchen. The garbage trucks are coming today, Winston shouted again. Winston stood by the window and waited. He stared at the 2 bins his parents had put out on the curb last night. One was for the garbage. The other was full of paper to be recycled. Today, there were 2 different bins, which meant 2 different trucks. Winston's mother put his cereal on the table, but he didn't sit down. His father got out Winston's clothes so he could get dressed, but he stayed by the window, waiting. Winston's baby brother, Sonny, called out for him to play blocks. Ba-da-da! But Winston couldn't play. He was still waiting. Suddenly, a low rumble sounded from down the road. It was getting louder and louder. The garbage trucks are coming today! Winston yelled and ran out of the front door. Winston watched as the big garbage truck rolled up beside the house. A metal robot arm reached out, grabbed the garbage bin and lifted it high up, up, up into the air. Then, with a quick toss backwards, all the garbage went flying down into the large belly of the garbage truck. Munch, munch, crunch! All empty now, the robot arm dropped the bin back onto the curb. Winston clapped his hands and cheered, "Hooray!" All finished, the garbage truck then rumbled down the road to the next house. And there's Winston, full of excitement. Just loves watching the garbage truck do his thing. Winston opened the gate and ran out to the curb. He carefully wheeled the big empty garbage bin back down the side of the house where it belonged. "Thanks, Winston," said Dad, watching from the porch. "Now come inside and eat your breakfast, please." Winston smiled and ran up the steps to the front door. Just as he was about to walk inside, there was another distant rumble from down the end of the road. Winston grinned and spun around. The garbage trucks are coming today! Wow, what an excited little boy Winston is. He got to see the first truck, and then just as he was about to go inside, the second truck came. So he was going to go out there and watch it again. Do you get as excited as Winston does? I know I did when I was a little boy. Well, I hope you guys had fun reading that book. We'll see you next time on the next video with Ozzie. Until then, stay keen. I hope you enjoyed story time with Ozzie. If you did, make sure you get a grown-up to help you hit subscribe. That way, you won't miss out on any of the new videos that come out. And did you happen to find the hidden Ozzie icon in that video? Make sure you look really closely because they're in every single video. And we'll see you again soon. Until then, stay keen.
Ozzie, 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 oi. Ozzie is a friend of yours and he's a friend of mine.
Don't forget to follow Ozzie on our social channels @Ozzie4Kids. Feel free to send us some ideas on what you want to learn about next, what sports you'd like to play, jobs you want Ozzie to feature, vehicles you're fascinated with, or any subjects you'd like to know more about. I'm just as keen as you, so together, let's learn more. And if you've got any friends that you think might like Ozzie, don't forget to tell them too. We'll see you next time, kids. Until then, stay keen.